Hi, welcome to my video on understanding cube notation. Today I'm just going to be going through everything about cube notation. So I thought I'd start with the right move, which is, and just for reference please, keep the cube white face up, green face front. The right move is turning the right face 90 degrees clockwise, just like that. 90 degrees clockwise. That would be represented with a uppercase R. The right inverted move would be turning the cube 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Just like that. That would be represented with a uppercase R and an apostrophe. Now I'll move on to the opposite of that, which is the left move. This would be taking the left face of the cube and turning it 90 degrees clockwise, just like so. That would be represented with an uppercase L. Now the left inverted move should be taking the left face and turning it 90 degrees anti-clockwise. That would be represented again with the left, would be represented with a uppercase L and an apostrophe. Now for the up move. The up move is just turning the up face, the top face, 90 degrees clockwise. That would be represented with a uppercase U, up inverted, just like so, turning the top face 90 degrees anti-clockwise would be represented with an uppercase U and an apostrophe. Down would be turning the down face. If you wanted to do a down, it would be turning the down face 90 degrees clockwise, just like so. I'll take my left index finger and push on the back to make it easy. That's a down move. That would be represented with a uppercase D. Down inverted would be represented with a, that's a down inverted. That would be represented with an uppercase D apostrophe. Front is taking the front face and rotating it 90 degrees clockwise, like so. That would be represented with a uppercase F. Front inverted would be rotating the front face 90 degrees anti-clockwise. That would be represented with a uppercase F apostrophe. Back would be represented, back would be turning the back face 90 degrees clockwise, like so. That would be represented with a uppercase B. Back inverted would be turning the back face anti-clockwise 90 degrees. That would be represented with a uppercase B and apostrophe. Now moving on to wide moves. If I take right wide, for instance, instead of just doing a normal right move like so, we would, instead of taking the right face, we'd take the right face and the other middle face and perform a right move. And that would be represented with a lowercase r. So right wide inverted or right inverted wide would be be like this, and would be represented with a lowercase r and an apostrophe. Left wide would be like so. Left inverted wide. Up wide. Up inverted wide. Front wide. Front inverted wide. And everything else basically follows the same principle. Now we're going to look at the moves like R2, for instance, which would be turning the right face twice. Now, when it comes to these moves, we'd normally skip something like an R prime 2 or an R inverted 2, because either way you go is the same. And this is the same for the other sides. Left 2. Just doing 1, 2. That's a left 2. Front 2. Back 2. Down 2. And these would all be represented with the letter and then a 2. Now we're going to have a look at the M move. M is for middle layer going this way. This is an M move. Now we'll have a look at the M prime move, which is the middle layer going this way. Now we're going to have a look at the E move, which is the equator layer going right. E prime. Just going left. Now we'll have a look at the S move. This move is like an up, but with the middle layer of the up. Going right. S inverted. Now I'll do a bit about cube rotation. So I'll start with X, which is just moving the cube like this. So I go from having the white face up and the green face front to the green face up and the yellow face front. Now we'll move on to X inverted or X prime, which is this. So I go from having the white face up and the green face front to the white face front and the blue face up. Easiest way to think about this is a right move is this, a right wide is this. So sort of like a right super wide for a X move. So like moving all three, and a right inverted super wide for an X inverted move. Now we'll move on to Y, which is just turning the cube like this. So we go from white face up, green face front, to white face up, red face front. Now we'll move on to Y inverted, which is this. So we go from white face up, green face front, to white face up, orange face front. Now we'll move on to a Z move, which is this. So this is fairly simple again to think about. It's like a front move, front wide, and then front super wide. Same goes for Y. And now I will show a Z inverted. So that is the end of my video. I'll leave a link in the description if you would like to purchase this cube. It's a very nice option. Also, if you're interested in getting a smart cube, I'll leave a link in the description to this cube here. The benefit of getting a smart cube is it's a great way of learning new algorithms. You can compete online against other people, time yourself, and figure out where you're losing time currently. It's a great way to improve. This one's very nice. It comes with a charging case and many different features. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for both of these cubes here. And thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe.